And hopefully we should be live. Now, how am I going to get this live control? There we go. That. Just so I can get that ready for the OBS thing. Yeah, that should be good. Just a control panel thing for OBS. Yeah. I think it's better than having the stream open all the time, isn't it? Just do that. Just get, yeah. That's fine. That's what I'm looking for. Go away. That's it. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. That. Okay, we should be good. So, I'm probably just going to make this more of a chill stream than I did last time. Last time it was a ridiculous 2 hour 45 minute long session on on thingy. You know what? I might need to add a another. Is it window capture or game capture? I'll just do that. Capture specific windows. That needs to be at the... Yeah, it does need to be at the top. If I set it to that, that means I can just look at chat, can't I? Am I correct? Let's just see if this works. Just put it onto that and then see if this works. If it does work, then that means I won't need to have this page open. Also, just yeah, it is in 4K again. So to show that everything is just working a-okay. Yeah, right. So it is just showing up on there. Now, if I switch it back, is it going to stay there? Log that into place as well. Let's see if this will do anything. So, yeah, I think I'm going to make this more of a chill stream. I've done a lot of stuff on Uno today already. Because I've actually played a bit of... half an hour of Uno and I got 1700 experience for it. Because I completed so many challenges in just one game. It's just incredible. Right, so that is just my OBS. Okay. Display cap. Yeah, that's fine. Does that need to be... No, it doesn't. That's fine. I think that's fine. Capture any. That should be fine. You know what? I'm just going to load up just any game, just Papers, Please for now. I'm not going to play on. I'm not going to have a go, but I'm just going to test some things. Now, if I set that to Papers... Oh, no, it's not showing up yet. There you go. Papers, Please. That means it should just... Yes, it does. Now, if I set it back to this, that's just going to show me that. Set it to that. So none of those happens except this one. Okay. So... also, if I switch to this, I'm going to do this just to be sure. Yeah, capture. If it's no, that's just going to show me my desktop, isn't it? Capture specific window. So it just shows me that. Now, according to OBS, okay. So that's just not going to do anything then. It's just going to be just papers, please. Okay. Right, so that doesn't do anything then. I can add... I'm going to try window capture. There we go. That's how I want to do it. That means I can get rid of that. Put that in front. And we're done. Sweet. That means I can have that open. And I can look at the chat by just simply by doing that. Cool. Right. Okay. You can tell this stream is going well because we're 7 minutes into the stream and I'm not doing anything at the moment. It's just me. Surely if you're into the stream already, you've got better things to be doing than just 7 minutes of me messing around with stuff. Am I right? Or am I right? Also, have I just had that on the whole time? No, I haven't. Oh, no, because it's not live. That's why. There we go. That's better. I think we're going to start off by looking at some... you know what? I'm going to make this more of a chill stream because it doesn't have to specifically be for gaming. I can just do whatever, just rant about stuff. And maybe I should rant stuff more. So you know what? I'm going to go back to something that I did earlier today. And that is to look at some rejected petitions on the UK Parliament's website. And 10 more petitions have been added to this website since I last looked. The UK must not sign up to EU military unification without a referendum. What does that mean exactly? Prospect of EU military unification is neither properly debated in Parliament or widely understood. I have absolutely nothing to say about that at all. I have absolutely nothing to say about that at all. We'd like the county of Devon to be changed to Devonshire. Why? Oh, is it actually a historic thing? That's like calling Cornwall Cornwallshire. Seriously. Devonshire. Who's heard of Devonshire before? 1972. Government Act 1972. Devon is not the true name of the county Devon. Of Devonshire. Well, that's not down to the government. That's down to yeah, it's down to the local council to do that. Recognise the rights of legal migrant workers. I'm sure we already do that. No say in UK policies that affect our lives. Surely they don't, right? Surely they don't. I've seen this one before. A statue of David Attenborough in the middle of Isleworth. That's actually good. When he dies, or if he dies, that's what should happen as a memorial. And I've seen this one as well. Add a none of the above option on ballot papers. How can that be an option in... So, say if it was a general election and you had 5 candidates. Adding a none of the above option at the bottom. How is that exactly going to help? Because that would mean you'd have to... If the majority voted for this, then that would mean no candidate would win. So, what would you have to do then? Yeah, I don't agree with that at all. I really don't agree with that. Also, I'm just going to close this down on my OBS, this live control panel thing. It's good to have it open, but why... I can just... We'll just save a tab. So, yeah. Why do I keep seeing so many of these petitions? Ban the ownership of smartphones and camera phones for children under the age of 16. Punisher will buy a £2,000 fine. Don't think I have seen all these petitions before, but yeah, and I actually already have opinions on these. Now, this is something I don't really agree with, because basically you're banning smartphones to kids until they're in their last year of secondary school. I call for halt. Why are so many people against these geoengineering experiments? Also, it's not the government that is carrying these experiments out. It's a government-backed science body, whatever it's called, the ARIA, I think it's called. Ban face covering on public. Well, 5 years ago, this was the norm. I think you've been living in the I think you're still living in 2021. But don't keep in mind that 4 years ago, this was normalised everywhere because of the pandemic. Make Jerusalem the official English national anthem. I don't know Jerusalem that well. I should learn Jerusalem, but... There is another really funny one about the English national anthem, and it is probably the funniest that I have seen on this entire site. Let's go to page 5. Let's just go to page 5 or on a page 5. There we go. Provide financial aid for RAC-affected homes and tenants across Scotland. Calling on the government to urge the Scottish Government to provide financial aid for homeowners and tenants for removal of RAC from homes across Scotland. Mate, the crisis, the national crisis, started with just the schools in 2023. The dangers of RAC were only clear in 2020, like years before this crisis scandal was brought about in 2023, when so many schools were closed just before the start of the new school year because of RAG. Make mental health prevention a legal duty under health and safety law. Surely that is the case. Yeah. Something's already happened or something since you started. Yeah. Okay. Introduce an immediate ban on social media access for anyone in the UK. Are you stupid? Anyone in the UK. Specifically, you just said anyone in the UK. Ban the purchase or use of smartphones or other devices that can access social media platforms until they attain the age of 16. And yet in your title you put anyone in the UK. So first you want no one to be on social media at all in this country. Then you go on to say that you only want no one to be on it up until the age of 16. So make your mind up, idiot. Pothole repair, very expensive to maintain. Yeah, I've seen this one before as well. Free road tax to help drivers run business. Brilliant. So basically you want more money for the government to repair potholes where you live. Okay. Social media ban for children under 16. Prosecute the social media companies if this law is broken. Social media hasn't negatively impacted me. It hasn't. It really hasn't. You can't just say that social media is just harmful. Social media can be used for good if you use it right. But oh, what's this? Increase British tariffs on all American imports. Oh, this would be because of the yeah, but there's now a deal. So now there's a deal for that, which I think is now lowered the tariffs on the UK and US. So I don't think your petition is valid anymore. Stop taxing tips. This law should be scrapped. People shouldn't have to pay tax on already taxed money. To tip someone is a personal thing. Tipping someone is a personal thing. And if there is a law that says that you have to tip someone, that is ridiculous. There is a reason why people tip. It's to allow children to have the right to use the toilet during school. And this isn't the only petition to have this on. But surely that is already the case. When I was at school, at secondary school, I did not use the toilet. In the 5 years that I have been to secondary school, I did not go to the toilet once. Not once did I go to the toilet at school. Improve school funding across the UK. What exactly? What, just education in general? Many schools with insufficient school funding. Blame the Conservatives for that. Blame the Conservatives for it. And blame the fact that so many schools have had to close because of the RAC crisis. Make Mondays a part of... No, Friday should be part of the weekend. How do you want to cancel Mondays? Monday's the worst day of the week. Yeah, facts. Many people will agree with me on that. Many people will surely agree on that one. Abolish British summertime. Yes, that is definitely something I would support. What's BSM? Do you mean BST? It only causes disruption. How exactly does it cause disruption? It would be the one popular thing that this Labour government could do. Particularly to school children when the clocks go forward. I don't see how this would disrupt school children at all. Keep in mind that daylight saving time shifts the sunrise and sunset times forward by an hour. You don't make a day, the length of day, longer. You're shifting the times that the sun rises and sets by 1 hour. That's it. You're not increasing or decreasing the number of hours of daylight. That's for the Earth's tilt. That's the Earth's obliquity, as it's properly called, to do. That's the job of the Earth's tilt. Okay, what's next? Save Lewisham's lollipop people and keep our children safe. Cut funding for lollipop ladies and men putting our children's safety at risk. Or just teach children to use crossings, not just walking across the fucking road. So many people just don't know or just don't understand how this works. That's why there were 2,700 people since last July that have put up a petition and the government said they can't deal with it because it's either a local issue or that's not clear or anything. It's just, these guys just need to learn, just understand what, just make it clear to people, man. The Road Traffic Act 1998 to include stopping for cats. If I was driving and I saw a cat in front of me, I would definitely stop. I definitely would not want to cause harm to a cat. Especially after the fact that, well, I lost a pet cat in the last 6 months. And I really do not want to have to... If I run a cat over, I really do not want to add that to the fact that I lost a pet cat in the last 6 months. That's just really do not want that at all. Raise taxes on the wealthiest in society, yeah. Debate... Well, depends on what you mean by the richest people. You have a very vague definition of a rich person. What do you mean by the most richest people? You need to have either an asset or a certain wage. Like, not threshold, but the minimum, whatever you call it. No pay rise for MPs. Do not give MPs a pay rise. MPs do not deserve a pay rise. That extra money can help the British people. Well, how? Allow dogs on the Glasgow subway. Tell the city council to let dogs go on the subway. I use the subway, so there's much more I could take. Okay. You have to spend I have to spend £50 on Uber Pet to get her there and back. I can't be the only one. I'm not even fucking aware of that. Or prohibit the use of it. Oh yeah, I've seen that. Most of these I've already seen before. I want to vote on too much immigration. People have been saying this for years, if not decades. At least since the EU referendum 9 years ago. Because that's a lot of the reason why people voted to leave the EU, because of immigration. I want them to restrict immigration to trades. What do you mean by trades? But I needed like the Australian immigration system, unlike what we have for decades, with unlimited low-skilled immigration. Only government can do it. Or you can just do what Reform UK are doing. That's just stop small boats coming into this country. Full stop. Just turn everyone away who comes in on small boats. That's literally what the Reform Party are planning on doing if they ever get into government. Just do that. Change the timings of dustbin and recycle lorries. Well, that's not down to the government. That's down to where you live. It's different each day. It's different each day for each council area. Yeah, it's down to local councils, yeah. So why don't you go complain to your council rather than the government? The days on which dustbin and lorries like sort out your rubbish varies from council to council and from local area to local area. Why do people want to legalise cannabis so much? Medical users of cannabis should be allowed to grow their own plants for personal use. Well, for one, I think cannabis is a Class A drug, so no. I think cannabis is already an illegal drug because it's a Class A drug. Yeah, it's already a Class A drug, so I'm sure it's Class A anyway. Show the British stages of the 2027 Tour de France on the free-to-air TV. I'm sure they will. Live coverage will be paywalled. Well, how do you know that? UK viewers will need an expensive multi-sport subscription in order to watch live coverage of the races. Well, surely the BBC would show something like that. Okay. Illegal, you spelled illegal wrong. Illegal immigrants should not receive benefits. They should be deported, exclamation mark. Detained and deported. Sorry. So, you want migrants not to receive benefits? They shouldn't be accommodated to hotels, and they should be deported. But what do you mean by detained? How are you going to shut down a hotel where migrants are staying and then detain them before being deported? That just doesn't make sense. What do you mean by detaining them? Where are you going to? That just doesn't make sense. Deport all illegal immigrants immediately. Surely it's down to border control, not the Royal Navy or the Armed Forces to do that. I can tell you're already a fucking Reform supporter. What's that? Glyphosate, a harmful weed killer, threatens bees' biodiversity and public health. And it may pose cancer risks. Probably carcinogenic to humans. I like this one, and this is coming from an off Oxfam charity study. Introduced a 2% wealth tax on people who own assets of £10 million or more. I like that idea. It would affect 0.04% of the UK population and would raise £24 billion a year. That is a good idea. That is actually a good idea. And it's not just whoever made this has actually read the Oxfam. Is it? No, it's Oxfam, isn't it? Not Oxfam. I'm an idiot. It's Oxfam. It's the charity Oxfam. I've been pronouncing it wrong this whole time. Public opinion on conscription and no. We don't want conscription in this. No. No conscription. We're not forcing young people to join. We're not going back to the days of World War II, you know. I think that's what the previous Conservative government were going to do if they won last year's general election as well. I have that in my head. Or they want young people to be involved more in like their local communities and stuff. God, a lot of these are about PIP, aren't they? Wow. Legalise wild camp. Can you wild camp in the UK? Surely this is a... Why do I feel like that's already not illegal? That's not illegal, is it? It can't be. Introduce a 3-day weekend for school. Yeah, why does everyone want a 3-day weekend? Suffer from deteriorating mental health. Probably because of the bullying that they've been experiencing while at school. An introduction to something like this. Okay. More time to prepare for exams. You can do that when you're at school as well. The current school week in hours is 30 hours. Well, that's assuming 5-6 hour long days. Also, this varies from school to school, so it's not really an issue for the. That's not really something for the government. The times at which schools open and close are a matter for individual schools, not the government. This goes on for 55 more pages. Let's go to page 27. Abolish the TV license. Completely abolish the TV license. You spelt license wrong. License is actually spelt C-E, not S-E. There is actually a difference between license with an S and license with a C here. One's a noun, one's a verb. This is the verb form of the word. It forces everyone to pay for a service they may not use. Well, the TV license does not just ensure that you pay to watch stuff from the BBC. It means it applies to all channels that you watch with a TV. And in fact, I've done some research on this subject. There are 24 million people in the UK with a TV licence. Guess how many of them have a black and white TV licence? And yes, that is possible. I think it's around 3,500. That's it. More than 20 million people have a TV licence in this country, and just 3,000 of that 20 million, which is what as a percentage? Let's just say 3,500 divided by 24 million times 100. That's it. 0.015% of the UK population have a black and white TV licence. It costs £57 to have a black and white TV licence, but £170 for the normal colour one, which is what 99.99% of people pay for a TV licence. We want to make a change to Pocklington School to make rugby not compulsory. Well, that's down to the school, not the government. Thank you very much. Sorry, are you an actual kid who actually... Are you a kid who wrote this petition? So, forcing kids to play rugby legally counts as child abuse, and child abuse is very illegal. We should not be forced to play rugby as we always get hurt. And we end up hating Thursdays because they force us to play rugby. Sorry, but playing rugby doesn't... And being injured because by playing rugby or any other sport does not class as child abuse. That's how the game works. They're contact sports. Contact sports do not class as child abuse. If I got hit in the head very hard with a football because someone kicked it right into my face, that's not child abuse, that's just how the game is. So you're an actual 12-year-old who wrote this petition. Okay. Basketball, I think, is a contact sport as well. Make post-separation abuse a standalone offence. What do you mean by that? Oh, I see what you mean now. So he's basically saying that domestic violence increases when two people are separated. Yeah. The current system actually does, if you read the rejected. Do people actually come back after reading their petition to say, oh, it's been rejected, and then do they ever read the reasons behind it by just scrolling down? Like, does anyone read any of this after they come back, government comes back saying, oh, your petition was rejected? Does anyone read this down here at all? Why would you legalise cannabis for recreational use? Legalising cannabis will increase illegal markets. Cannabis is... Right, fuck it. I'm doing it. Cannabis. I can't even type it into Google. And I spelt it wrong. Brilliant. Cannabis class UK. Oh, it's a Class B drug. I thought it was a Class A. I thought cannabis was a Class A drug. Amphetamines, barbiturates, cannabis, and cannabis resin. Reintroduce the death penalty. Yes. Now we get to the stage where we're seeing so many more petitions now calling for the death penalty to be reinstated, which I do support, by the way. Change law about car drivers. Driving with due care and attention. Car drivers that knock motorcycle riders, but it's been proven that the car driver's fault. You're not making any sense. Are you basically saying that people are careless on the road? Driving with due care and attention is something that most drivers should already know about. In fact, that's one of the first things you probably learn about when you learn to start driving. Change the law on catapults. Catapults, you mean the little Y-shaped slingshots, don't you? Do you mean these? Y. You mean one of these, don't you? A catapult, I think you mean one of these, don't you? Yeah. One of them. Ban single-use plastics. I'm sure Wales has already done this. I'm sure that's something that we're already doing as well. Look towards eco-friendly alternatives. Yeah, like reusable shopping bags, for instance. Chocolate wrappers and toothbrush packaging. Well, toothbrush packaging and similarly toothpaste packaging is recyclable. Because they come in boxes, and plastic boxes are recyclable, aren't they? Or recycle more, which is probably what you're not doing. Idiot. Maybe if you recycle more, we wouldn't be in this. We wouldn't have this problem. Stop the government using general tax to fund the BBC. The BBC is funded by the TV licence, you idiot. The government does not use money to fund the BBC. The TV licence is how the BBC is funded. Does this guy not know that? Oh my god, have I really been doing this the whole time? Have I really just been showing that page the whole time? Without it showing anything? Hang on, let me just sort all this out. This is... That's probably better. Was it really just showing all of that for the last God knows how long? Oh, thank fuck, it was showing that the whole time. Oh my god, oh my god, I got so worried. Seriously, I just got so worried. Right, I can change that back now. Put that there. No? There. There we go. I nearly just shit myself. I thought that was not working at all. The BBC needs to go. It's broken beyond repair, this guy says. No, it doesn't. The BBC is one of the best things that this country has ever had. And the NHS. Police occupy Hong Kong to murder HK girl and all animal. Amen. BNO passport. Vatican. who wrote this petition. It's a real shame because on the normal petitions on here, like you've got the names of it shows you like the name, like Paul Watkinson did this petition for 12,000 signatures. Introduce licensing and regulation for dog and cat rescues. You actually have got created by, but on rejected petitions like these, you don't have those. You don't. It doesn't show you the names. Put a legal limit on car headlight lumens. Or could this be because people are not using car headlights properly, or they don't understand the difference between dipped headlights and main beam? A blinding oncoming traffic. Do you ever use dipped headlights when you're on the road? Was you ever taught? Are people taught the difference between when you use your headlights? You know you have two types. You have a main beam one, which is generally brighter than the second type, which is the dipped one. The dipped one just mainly brings the headlights down towards the road, whereas main beam just shines it straight on, and I think it's brighter as well. Make racism on social media a criminal offence. Social media platforms need to take more accountability when it comes to TikTok is spelt wrong. That needs to be a capital T. Idiot. You know what? I actually just thought about something on here. TikTok, people can comment on others. Yeah. You know what? Recently, a Mexican woman, was actually killed whilst live on TikTok. I'm not fucking with you. I'll show it you now. TikTok Mexican shooting. I feel like if I show this video, this live stream is just going to be fucking shut down straight away. Femicide. The murder of a young beauty influencer killed as she live streamed a video on TikTok. She was shot straight, like someone came in and then 2 seconds later she was dead. While she was live on TikTok. Imagine watching a live stream and then seeing someone get shot in front of you, and someone being shot, and then afterwards pick up the phone from your dead body, and then just stop the recording, because that's what happened to her. What does that mean? What's the Iranian New Year? The Iranian New Year and the arrival of spring. You know what it's time for, guys. In a few minutes, I'm going to be going on to this. Look at all this that I could just say is just simply bullshit. Although the BBC might take me down for doing this. And I really don't want it to. Fuck's sake. I always rant about these as well. I always rant about these. See how chat's doing. Of course there's no one here. We're 50 minutes into this stream and all I've been doing is ranting about fucking petitions. What makes me me? Deport all non-British criminals. Wow. You're harsh. Bring back the death penalty. Yes. because of more people entering the United Kingdom, there is... oh my god. Learn to fucking use words properly. It's more serious crime being committed by rapists and murderers. Our laws need to be strengthened to deal with this, to deal with serious issues and make our country strong again. You, the people who represent us and doing the right thing for you, protect your country and people above anything else. Reform school. That's it. Just reform school. We want the government to reform school with removal of or new enforcement for all schools to implement more happy students. Longer holidays, so extend the summer holidays from 6 to 9 weeks. Ban school uniforms. Phones allowed during break and lunch. Sure, that's the case for some schools, right? Again, that's just down to individual schools. New and mental health support, which I think is also down to individual schools and helps. Yeah, that is something that already happens in a lot of schools. And I think same with that. Remove Saturday's 3 PM TV blackout for all Premier League matches. Yeah. The 3 PM blackout was intended to help football clubs financially. I have absolutely no comment on this at all. But I know someone who will, but he's currently not in the chat right now because I still have 0 viewers after 50 minutes. This is certainly a popular stream, isn't it? Give 16 and 17-year-olds the right to vote. Yeah, I will support that. What does that mean? Okay. Only make knives with a rounded tip. Well, that's how knives are. How exactly are you going to... So you want all knives to be more like this? Or this? Is what this guy is saying. It's still a knife though, isn't it? It can still be used to harm people. So what difference is it going to make? You can still stab someone with this kind of tip. You can. Or something like that. Well, that's too small, but something like that. These are the kind of... Yeah, or something like these. Oh! Round-tipped kitchen blades could help reduce... Is this where you got this article from? Did you read this article from 2020 and then decide to do this? Oh yeah, it's Eurovision tonight, isn't it? But I'm not really into Yeah, Eurovision ain't my thing. Anyway, this. You know what it's time for. What do I need to go to? That. Okay. Are you sure? Yeah. Good. What makes... Oh, fuck's sake. Let me just sort all this shit out before I carry on. Done. Right, is everyone ready for fucking nonsense? And what people might consider nonsense? Reacting to how boats work. This is literally what I rant about some nights. Not most, some nights. What makes me me? What makes me me?
This is Dave. Hi. Dave owns a wooden ship called the Theseus. And that's Dave's wife. She doesn't like goodbyes.
Already, this looks like it's set in the medieval, in the, like, 2,000 years ago.
Dave and his crew... Yep, thank you. Dave and his crew are setting off on a long voyage.
Where? Where you want to voyage to? Absolutely fucking nowhere.
It's a tough voyage with many storms and mishaps. And it gets really quite hard to keep the ship sailing and to...
Why are you using a telescope? Oh, so this is probably a few hundred years ago. But telescopes weren't around in the Viking era. In the Viking ages.
Stop bits of it falling into the water. Every time the ship is damaged, Dave takes the Theseus to George's shipyard.
There's no way. He does not have superhuman strength.
And George replaces the broken wooden bits with shiny new metal ones.
Which is probably what he should have done to begin with.
Bye.
You know the Titanic wasn't made of wood. Otherwise it would have sank very easily.
But there are many dangers, like Ollie the octopus, who does like a bit of fish and chips.
Well, that's not fish and chips. And also the octopus is way too big for what it should be. His head is about the same size as the boat itself.
And so, every few months of his journey, Dave heads back to see George and has any broken wooden bits replaced with metal.
Or just replace the whole boat with metal.
Bye. Bye.
Which is probably what I would have done.
And each time the ship gets damaged, more metal parts are added. And so on.
Oh, steering wheel.
And so on, until eventually every part of the Theseus has been replaced. The ship is now entirely metal, inside and out.
Yes.
When Dave gets home, his wife...
After what seems like an eternity, but in some way, you know, because this is animated, no one fucking ages.
Who's been really missing Dave a great deal, is surprised. She wants to know why he's got a new ship.
Because the old one broke.
I haven't got a new ship, says Dave. Dave's wife insists that it can't be the same ship.
Well, it is the same ship, and you can believe his story.
Dave insists that it is.
It is.
This goes back and forth for what seems like an eternity. But Dave's wife won't...
Mate, he was on a trip for what seems like an eternity, and he didn't age one bit.
budge. Your ship was wooden, and this ship is metal. Nothing of the old ship remains.
That is true, but this is still the same ship.
What do you think?
When you say old, do you mean wood? Yeah.
Is it?
It is the same ship. You're an idiot. It is the same ship, believe it.
It's the same ship because it's still got the same structure, it's just made of different material.
Yeah.
It's not really the same ship because he's literally just rebuilt the ship. He's just made like a different ship.
But that doesn't... Just because something looks different... If the Titanic was rebuilt out... Let's say the Titanic was rebuilt. That's like saying if the Titanic was rebuilt, it would be the Titanic. And it's not.
Well, they still have the memories of the ship. So it would be the same ship to him, even if it didn't have the same things inside.
Well, it did. Well, we don't know we don't know what was inside the ship, and we don't even know if any of his crewmates survived because they don't fucking show it. But yes, it is the same ship.
At what point did it become a different ship?
It didn't. It didn't at all.
I think it became a different ship when the last piece was put in, because when it had the old pieces with all the metal ones, he still had one bit of the old ship. But then once it been replaced with
But it's the same ship nonetheless.
metal, they would have completely rebuilt the ship.
I agree with Lowry because, first of all, it was the same ship because there was still bits of wood. Now, because it's all metal, it's not the same ship anymore.
It's still the same ship. It's just made out of a different fucking material. Get with the... Oh my god.
Over the horizon, a wood. How did this happen? It turns out George always wanted his own ship. So, rather
Yes.
cleverly, he kept all the wooden bits that fell off the original Theseus and decided to rebuild it.
How? These are all broken, so how are you able to repair that in the first place? You can't.
It needed a lot of hard work and an awful lot of nails.
And that is not how you build a ship. It isn't. You don't build a ship by hammering and nailing things together. You don't. That's not how it works.
But it looks very good now he's finished. The minute she sees the ship, Dave's wife thinks it's Dave's ship, the Theseus. So what does this mean? They're both called the Theseus, and they both look the same. Well, except that one's made of wood and one's made of metal. It's all getting a bit confusing. Oh dear. Does this mean there are two Theseuses, or just one?
There are two. There are two. Because there are two ships. There are two ships. There you go. There's your very answer to your problem.
If you got a house and you took off all the pieces and put a new house.
What do you mean by that? What, so basically rebuild the house out of something that is not brick. Build it out of stone, for instance.
And then someone else took the old pieces and built a new house, would be a different house. So the same.
You would have the original house which is built out of stone, which is now built out of stone. And then you would have a new house which is built out of bricks.
With the ship, that
You're basically reusing old material to build new stuff. That's called recycling. If I threw away if I recycled a plastic bottle and it became something else, then it's not simply saying, oh, this is a plastic bottle because that's what it came from.
the metal one is the Theseus, and the wooden one is a copy of it.
What do you mean by a copy?
Well, I'm not really that sure because the wooden one that George has is made out of the proper things that the old Theseus is made of. But then the one Dave has is like still the Theseus, but it's made of metal.
Well, the original ship was originally made of wood, then it was changed to metal, and that still counted as the original ship. And then a second one came along, and then it was fucking rebuilt out of old bits of wood, which you can't do, by the way, so...
And so it's like there is two the Theseuses.
If we're being totally realistic, this ship would only be would have been possible in the first place without this ship ever existing. This would have been made out of metal to begin with. From the start. If we're being totally realistic, this would have been metal to begin with. Anyway.
House would be a different as a cop.
It's made of metal.
Well, the person who, like, bought the boat, or made the boat, was Dave. So, he named the boat. So, if someone else was going to call their boat the Theseus, but it wouldn't be the same boat just because it had the same name.
Right, it's true, yeah. Just because there are two boats called that doesn't mean they're both yours. Dave does not... This guy does not own two ships. This guy owns the wooden ship, and this guy owns the metal one, which was originally made out of this material.
Same boat just because it had the same name. It might look the same, but it's not because it's someone else.
You see, like Dave... I don't know. You see, like Dave's ship, our bodies change and grow throughout our lives.
Yes.
We're born. We grow up into toddlers. Then children.
Yes.
And we keep growing into teenagers, then adults. And we continue changing our whole lives. Our hair grows and falls out and more grows without us even noticing. We get a whole new set of teeth.
No, you don't. You only ever get two in your lifetime.
Everything changes. So, if every part of us gets replaced too, like Dave's ship, then that
This guy is the same person as this guy. It's called evolution. Deal with it.
raises... Am I the same person I was when I was born?
Yes, you clearly are.
Or your body might have changed, but you still
Yes, your body has changed, and it changes over the years.
are the same
And
person. You've
decades.
still got all the outside qualities of that, like your personality and what
Yeah.
you would be.
You are
Yes.
the same person because the organs are the same
Yes.
and personality is the same.
Yes.
So, if your cells change, it's not the whole person which is changed.
What makes me, me?
Who owns the sky? No one owns the sky. No one owns the fucking sky. What other PSHE stuff can we fucking do? If you like my rant so far, then this is just me. That's what I do. Look at all this stuff. Here you go, 5 to 7 year olds. Why do I feel like nurturing nurses is just like a horrible history sort of thing? What stuff can I react to next? This is solid. What about one that I've not seen before? There's not really one on here that I can fucking react to that I've not seen before. There is just so much to fucking go through. It's just incredible. I think I'm struggling for content. So if I do carry on struggling for content, then I think I'm gonna play. I might get on some Papers, Please and just see how I get on with Papers, Please. I guess. Just sort all this out though first. Oh no, that's just it. We're good. Yeah, we're fine. Oh, this is from his latest debates if the Earth is flat. Queso debates if the Earth is flat.
Lumbago just...
That he believes the planet Earth is actually flat and that all the nations of the world have joined together in a massive conspiracy to cover up this fact. Here...
Come on, Bob.
Oh, it's B.O.B. as well.
Case's beard with the 5, thank you.
Here's how flat earthers believe the universe works. They believe the Earth is a flat disk which looks like this. The North
That's crazy, because you got a good song, too, man. What's that song, Airplanes?
Literally, oh my god, literally just about to mention that.
That's crazy, bro. And now you doing something like this, man. How you gonna have such a banger and then you talk about this?
pole is at the center.
And it's featuring, is it Hayley Williams? Yeah, featuring Hayley Williams, yeah.
Antarctica forming an ice wall around the outer edges of the disk. This is why flat earthers believed in 1961.
What?
Vsauce, by the way, has done a great video on this topic.
You see what I see. There's been people that's went to the moon and took a picture of the Earth, bruh. What else do you want?
Yes.
Furthering the Earth globe idea. In turn, flat earthers believe that all imagery from the space program has been faked. Some of the most...
Okay. 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 That's great. How's it fake, bruh? This ain't like a ghost video where you can obviously explain. Bro, come on, man.
In turn, flat earthers believe that all imagery from the space program has been faked. Some of the most common pieces of evidence are the lack of direct commercial flights between two cities within the southern hemisphere.
Unfortunately, and we are talking to you, B.O.B., all of these theories don't explain why a ship disappears over the horizon, bottom first.
Man, come on, bro. Chat, type 1 if you're a flat earther.
Is Earth actually flat? Oh my god, I thought you'd actually watch the Vsauce. Does he watch the Vsauce video? No, it doesn't.
Spent more than 20 days in space and worked on the Hubble telescope.
Who?
Looks like it is here, this model of it.
Professor Mike Massimino spent more than...
I remember this guy, yeah. He's my favourite space shuttle mission right there, STS-125.
20 days in space and worked on the Hubble... Professor Mike Massimino spent more than 20 days in space and worked on the Hubble telescope.
So when you looked at the planet, what did it
that
look
mission patch right there. There you go.
like?
It looks round, folks. It is round. My eyewitness account. And I looked at it as
This
much
is
as...
coming from a professional astronaut, by the way.
I could. It is round.
Okay, we're in the final countdown. How you doing over there?
Oh my god, yeah, he's on the Big Bang Theory as well. I almost forgot about that. Yeah, Mike Massimino was in the Big Bang Theory, and there's Howard. Yeah, this is when he goes into space. Spoiler alert, sorry, for anyone who watches the Big Bang Theory.
Played himself.
It is the best show ever.
On the Big Bang Theory, but some flat earthers actually believe astronauts are just actors.
Oh my god, Apollo 11 right there.
Astronauts are just actors. Part of...
I want to show you something else as well. Do you want to hear some more bullshit? Watch this guy. Watch this guy right here.
Who's inside? Scientist, cosmologist, Sarah Bosman. Martin, we have to go to you first of all. Why do you think it didn't happen?
Well, there's overwhelming proof.
There's overwhelming proof that the moon landings did actually happen.
That it didn't happen. There's people researching this topic a lot more. We're in the age of technology now. I think in the past, like you're saying, we had no way of verifying anything we were told. So we saw the moon landings, well, you saw the moon landings, and you believed it, but there was no way for you to check any of it.
I'll prove it to you now. If you want solid proof that the moon landings happened, I'll show you now. Right. All of these photos that you see in these pictures were taken by a satellite that is currently orbiting the moon and has been orbiting the moon since 2009. These are all of the... Right, look at this image here. This is all of the Apollo landing sites taken by the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter in 2009 and 2011. There you go. If this isn't proof that the moon landings happened, then I don't know what is. These were all taken by the same satellite orbiting the moon. It orbits in a polar orbit, so it orbits like this. So it just easily just go past all of the Apollo landing sites in just one, because they were all at different inclinations. Yeah, look, because obviously it can't orbit in an equatorial, because all, like, especially Apollo 15 and 17 are all the way up here. Yeah. So there you go. There's your proof. There is your proof. Carry on.
And now in the age of technology, as you said, a lot of the young people believe that it was faked. And that's because...
No, they don't. No, they don't.
They are now investigating for themselves.
I find it very interesting, and we'll talk to Sarah in a minute about the scientific side that she believes. But for me, personally, I just think far too many people would have had to
cover it up.
Cover up for far too many years.
Well, how many people...
To never have slipped up.
How many people have supposedly gone beyond low Earth orbit, beyond 200 miles off the Earth?
More than 200 miles off the Earth, actually.
No idea.
24. The entire history of humanity.
But
24 people.
So your point is
only 24.
But
so
what
I'm
Ruth's saying
is
is there was a whole control centre, operations centre, backup control, all sorts of things.
Do you know what happens
Building
in
a
the
rocket.
finance department of ITV?
In the
No
finance
idea.
department.
No idea. Do you know what
Checks
happens?
are late.
Do you know what happens in the executive office of ITV, right at the top?
No, but if somebody was covering something
they tell
up-
you nothing. Exactly.
Yeah, but if
So if
somebody was
something did happen,
But if somebody's
would
covering
you...
something up,
Yeah.
everybody would have to cover it up.
No, they wouldn't, because you would know
Sarah,
about
what
it.
do you think?
Well, there are also a lot of engineers, of course, working on these for years and years. They had to come into the
In fact, they spent most of the 1960s developing for the Apollo program.
job every morning, thinking they were developing a rocket. And that's thousands of people being involved in the development and the testing in the labs, people overseeing the labs. It's not only the 24 people who actually went off
And that they actually spent most of the 1960s doing that.
the Earth. It's the whole organization.
Even during the Mercury and Gemini programs, scientists and NASA were preparing for Apollo missions, even going as far back as the Mercury program. Mercury and Gemini.
Of NASA and the Apollo program.
The position of the sun shadow.
It's the whole organization of NASA and the Apollo program.
The position of the sun shadows. You will add to that today, using today's technology, you cannot see footprints, which you believe shouldn't have ever blown away.
Yep. Well, here's the smoking gun. Here's the smoking gun. We can argue all day long about, you know, what I think, what we've never been to the moon. None of us have been, you know, below the surface, a certain, you know, altitude. Now, the only way we can discern whether this happened or not is by analyzing and studying the actual data that was taken during those Apollo missions, right? The scientific data.
True. That's not true.
Hold on, let me finish, right? So that's the telemetry data, right?
And what do you mean by telemetry data? What do you mean by that?
Right. So during those 4 years that they did the Apollo missions, they collected loads of data, you know, biometrical data, design blueprints, etc., etc. Right. To end this, if we had the data now and we could scrutinize it, if we could test it, which is the scientific method, test it, observe
it's not
and
been
research, not only has it not been released, NASA destroyed it.
I wouldn't think that NASA even had a reason to fucking destroy that. They couldn't even find the original Apollo 11 landing tapes.
Well,
I think they accidentally got rid of them as well.
Why would they have destroyed
NASA
it?
hang on. Donald Petit, NASA astronaut and chemical engineer. This is a direct quote from him.
And he's recently come back after 7 months in space now.
There's a video of him actually saying this, and I quote, "I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed the technology, and it's a painful process to build up again."
Oh, of course, in that context, absolutely. In that context, absolutely. I completely agree with him. The technology we had at the time was so ridiculously obsolete. There was nothing we could do with it anymore.
Yeah, so that's why it was scrapped.
Like if you have a car from 60 years ago that was unique, if you try to repair all the parts one by one, it's going to take you way too much money. We don't run cars that way anymore. It was scrapped eventually because it was just too outdated.
Yeah. So just buy a new car.
So, of course, it was destroyed, the technology in that sense. We don't have it anymore. It wouldn't run.
But Sarah, we got the technology together to go there. Why haven't we been back since, is it, what, the 70s?
2 words, budget cuts. That's it. And Trump has actually cut NASA's budget again, so we're probably not going to be able to now. Except for one fucking mission on Artemis 3. That's it. That's the only answer you need to that question. Budget cuts. Blame Congress for cutting NASA's fucking budget in the 1970s. That is the whole reason behind all of it. And now Donald Trump is about to cut NASA's budget by the largest amount in its history by 24%.
I think it comes down to the funding. I think after...
Yeah, Congress has cut their funding, and they're about to cut their funding again significantly this time.
America went to the moon a few times. The people in power told the voters, why are we spending so much money on this? Why don't we elect a party who will put our taxes to do something else? And unfortunately, it was the last time in history where so much of your taxes went to science and research and technology. It's been cut down a lot, I think, mostly for political reasons.
But you see, Martin actually believes what we think. Some people believe the moon's made of cheese.
Yeah, right.
What do you think the moon is made of?
What I know the moon is, it's a luminary. That's what...
What does that even mean? The moon's made of rock.
I know.
What? It shines?
It's a luminary. It's a luminary of some sort. So I can't go beyond that.
What do you mean by that?
And, you know, again, we're living in the age of technology. You know, you've got a P900 camera now you can buy for under £1,000.
Yeah.
And you can zoom in to the moon. That's supposed to be, by the way, 238,000 miles away in deep, dark space. And yes, you can zoom in quite close in detail with a commercial camera. And people have taken photographs and images showing it sometimes translucent.
That is bollocks as fuck. So, if I saw the moon right now out of my window up there, and I stood here with a telescope or a pair of binoculars at the moon like this, and I'd zoom in, I'd look at the moon and just zoom in with a pair of with binoculars, I'd just be able to fucking see through it. It's not possible. You can't see through rock. This guy needs to get to fucking grips with himself. The moon is translucent when you look through it with a pair of binoculars. Fuck off.
You can see through it, right? Sometimes it's got something called a lunar wave. There are many videos showing the
Thank you, Sarah.
moon with a
Nodding yet shaking your head there.
lunar wave. We don't know what the images showing it sometimes translucent. You can see through it, right? Sometimes it's got something called a lunar wave. There are many videos showing the moon with a lunar wave. We don't know what that is. It's all a mystery.
So you believe you couldn't possibly land on it because it's not solid?
Absolutely not.
If it isn't true.
So the moon is there, but you can't land on it. Because when you get to the moon, it's no longer there. This fucking guy.
Is he really doing any harm, or is it just an interesting theory?
I believe you couldn't possibly land on it because it's not solid?
Absolutely not.
If it isn't true, is he really doing any harm, or is it just an interesting theory?
There's nothing wrong with people looking at data themselves and looking at buying their own cameras and taking their own data and so on. I think the main problem with the moon conspiracy is that the people involved that would have to cover it up now also involve people in Japan with this new satellite, people in Russia, people in Australia, who would all have to be covering up when they do this follow-up. America, why would they be covering up what America did 50 years ago? I mean, even Russia at the time admitted they were beaten in the space race. So they had the most reason.
Yes, they did. And it was then the Soviet Union. And you know what they did? They decided to build space stations instead because they decided to rage quit. And they just thought, you know what, we're not doing this anymore. It's not possible. The Soviet Union built their own version of the Saturn V. It's called the N1 rocket, and it looks like this. This was the Soviet Union's Apollo rocket, basically. It launched 4 times in the 1960s and 70s, and 4 times they were unsuccessful. So they just thought, you know what, fuck this. We're going to use the money and we're going to build this instead. We're going to build the Soviet space stations. And that's where the Soviet program came from, because they just shifted their focus from lunar missions to low Earth orbit with their own space stations. And yes, they actually won that race for space stations. They became the first people to visit space stations. However, they did not win the race for them to successfully return to Earth after a space station mission. That record belongs to Skylab 2, which is the first mission to America's space station, Skylab, in 1973. And then, but in 1971, there were 2 missions to Salyut 1, the first ever space station, neither of which were successful. Soyuz 10 was unable to successfully properly dock to the space station, and Soyuz 11 did dock to the space station and stayed there for 23 days. But the crew died upon just before re-entering the atmosphere at the end of the mission, because their spacecraft depressurized, so they all died of asphyxiation. The crew were found dead when they landed, and it was very clear that there were signs of asphyxiation. And they suspended Soyuz launches for 2 years. Skylab was launched at a time, and the Skylab missions took place at a time when the Soviets were just bringing people back to space with their newer, improved Soyuz craft. See how chat's doing. There's no one there. Cool. And how long have I been going for now? An hour and a half. So yeah, they had to reduce the size of the Soyuz from 3 to 2, and also the crew here, they're not wearing pressure suits. No pressure suits at all. Yep, no pressure suits. And that's it.
Can't you literally physically go and watch a rocket ship take off? Can't you actually go watch that in person?
Yes, you can.
I'm pretty sure you can go and watch them shoot the rocket into the air. And you talking about
The huge conspiracy going back to those very first steps on the moon.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap.
Let's see what the Magic Conch thinks. Yo, Magic Conch, do you think the Earth is round?
Yes.
See, even she knows.
You don't believe that they've gone to space?
No, not at all. The rockets go up, sure. There's nobody in them.
I hope you're ready to listen fast.
The rockets go up, but there's nobody in them. Well, that's just clearly a waste of NASA's money then, isn't it?
To speak fast.
Rob Skiba is another one of the celebrity contrarians in the Flat Earth movement. His popular YouTube videos and podcasts take clues from the Bible's book of Genesis.
There's no way you can get a spinning heliocentric globe out of anything in the Bible.
Are you just skeptical of everything?
What?
I have become skeptical.
Also, how can you prove that the Earth is flat when you see the International Space Station and satellites fly over your head like that? In like 3 minutes or whatever. How do you explain that? How do you explain the International Space Station or any other bright satellite flying over your head? Because without satellites, fucking hell, what would this world cope with without satellites? Seriously, it's just, I don't even have a fucking list. It's just, there's far too many to go through. Even geostation, just the ones in low Earth orbit, let alone the ones that are in geostationary orbit, 22,000 miles above the Earth's surface.
Everything, and I think rightfully so.
Pretty much everyone here, though, is kind of a conspiracy theorist.
I'd say that's a common trait, but I think there's a little bit of conspiracy theorists in all of us. I really do.
This is going to be fun.
It's why many of them do their own experiments. Daryl Marble packed a level on a flight to test if the plane was flying parallel to a flat Earth.
This guy for real, yeah, he is. The pilot should have dipped the nose to compensate for over 5 miles
Level
of
on a flight to
Nope.
test if the plane was flying parallel to a flat Earth.
So there's going to be some sciencey people who say that is a real Bobo experiment.
They have.
That's a little basic.
I know. It's so simple, it'll go right over your head.
The credo.
No, it's so simple. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. You think putting a bubble level on a armrest in an airplane literally means anything at all? No, duh, it's gonna be flat because the surface it's on is flat. What? Could you, bro, Ted, imagine you're taking a plane somewhere and you look over, bro's got a timer set up on his phone and a bubble level right next to you. I'd literally grab a parachute and jump out the window. I would steal a parachute and jump out the window.
For many of these believers, check it out for yourself.
You'll never fly. The parachute. I knew someone was going to comment about that. The Choco Berry Milk says the parachute wouldn't be able to hold you up.
Go out and test.
You just want
You gotta respect the hustle, though, even though he's wrong. No, you absolutely do not have to respect that. That might be the most simpleton experience I've ever seen in my life. Beaver with the 5.
Who just said something about Katy Perry? What?
Beaver with the 5.
When was this? Oh, okay. These are the people we need to send to space instead of Katy Perry. Yeah.
Then to ask the questions.
Why do you believe what you believe?
Because I've seen pictures of it, bruh.
You go from there. Because I could tell you something, and then you just look at me and say I'm crazy.
But I've seen pictures and videos of it.
A lot of people watching this are going to be like, that man is crazy.
I'm sure they probably do. And I would say, well, they're crazy for not testing what they think they believe.
Bro, if you were to bring up this argument before science was a thing, you could legitimately be like, you know what, you might be right. But the entirety of science completely dissolves everything bro's saying.
That is true.
But in a world of disagreements large and small, for something as clear as this horizon, the interpretation could be infinite. For Nightline, I'm Eva Pilgrim in Cary, North Carolina.
You know what? That convinced me the Earth is flat. Where do I sign up? I need to go to a flat Earth convention.
Watch
you know
the
what?
resource
I'm
video,
convinced.
please.
That's all it took.
Oh,
right?
and that's the end of that. Okay. Right, let's just go back to the start of this.
No, yeah, chat. There's no rubber eggs with.
Oh my God, Brian Cox right there. Yes.
Fucking flat Earth.
For B.O.B. and his beef with no... You may have heard about the flat Earth theory in the last few days because of rapper B.O.B. and his beef with noted astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson. B.O.B. declared to his Twitter followers that he believes the planet Earth is actually flat and that all the nations of the world have joined together in a massive conspiracy to cover up this fact. Here...
Come on, Bob. Case's beard with the 5, thank you.
Here's how flat earthers believe the universe works. They believe the Earth is a flat disk which looks like this. The North
That's crazy, because you got a good song, too, man. What's that song, Airplanes? That's crazy, bro. And now you doing something like this, man. How you gonna have such a banger and then you talk about this?
Pole is at the center, with Antarctica forming an ice wall around the outer edges of the disk.
Why does that almost remind me of Game of Thrones? I don't know.
This is why flat earthers believe the 1961...
What? So that dude in the chat was actually... That dude in the chat... Actually is a flat earther because he said something about an ice wall.
Does this work? Yeah, it does work. Okay.
Gooby with the 5.
An Antarctic treaty was agreed upon by all the world's nations, so no one could reach the edge of the disk. They believe that this is the reason the UN uses this as their symbol. There is also a dome-like barrier called the firmament, which surrounds the disk. This is an impenetrable barrier.
Come on, bro. Bro, look at this, bro. Dude. Look at this, man. Chad, do you see this? Do you see what I see? Do you see what I see?
That keeps the atmosphere intact. Flat earthers do not believe we have ever passed this barrier.
What?
According to the flat earth theory, gravity does not exist. Instead, they believe in a universal acceleration.
Gravity doesn't exist. Yes, it does.
That all celestial bodies are accelerating upward at a rate of 9.8 meters per second squared. They also believe that Earth is not actually spinning and provide counter evidence to disprove the rotation of the planet, such as the fact that clouds in the atmosphere are not moving at the rate of 1,000 miles per hour, the rate of the Earth's rotation. Flat earthers believe that when Copernicus theorized that the Earth moved around the sun, all of the world's religions decided to accept his theories, and rather than risk being questioned, the world's religions have a vested interest in...
Bro! They do realize we got pictures of this now, bro. There's been people that's went to the moon and took a picture of the Earth, bro.
Yes.
What else do you want?
Furthering the Earth globe idea. In turn, flat earthers believe that all imagery from the space program has been faked. Some of the most...
Okay. Okay. Yeah, okay. That's great. How's it fake, bruh? This ain't like a ghost video where you can obviously explain. Bro, come on, man.
In turn, flat earthers believe that all imagery from the space program has been faked. Some of the most common pieces of evidence are the lack of direct commercial flights between two cities within the southern hemisphere.
Unfortunately, and we are talking to you, B.O.B., all of these theories don't explain why a ship disappears over the horizon bottom first.
Man, come on, bro.
You know what it's time for, guys, don't you? We're doing this. We are doing this. Whitney. From his Grestin to Orvik Vonor. You guys know what time it is, right? We're doing this. Whitney. Just to be sure about it. It's into one. Okay. Sting for 2 months. You're not a criminal, okay? I think I'm gonna have to. Think I'm gonna let you in. Oh. 49.70 this in 3 months. I think she's good as well. Don't do this to me, please. Give me a fucking passport. What are you hiding from me? Oh, it's expired. That's why you're hiding it from me. Okay. They always hide stuff from me when they don't give me their passports. Or most of the time they do. You're not 148 fucking centimeters tall, that's bullshit. You're not 148 centimeters tall. And you're not carrying bombs either. You're not taking bombs. No way. No bombs, weapons, or knives allowed. Who's Goga Machalak? Who is it? Is she a twin or something? I think he's good. No, he isn't good, because again, those are 2 different names. What the fuck's going on? I tell you what I will do, though. I will do what fucking reform we're going to do. Oh, you know what I need to do now? I need to get rid of this. And I need to replace it with this. And that. And it needs to be papers, please. There we go. And that needs to go there. That's better. Fuck it, I'm just going to let you in and hope it works. GG. Oh shit, yeah, of course she was. Oh my god. I keep forgetting I'm playing on this one, not that one. Do you need an ID? They don't, okay. I'm gonna let you in, hope it works. might play some Uno after this. 84, 185. Who is that in your passport? It's not you, clearly. I think he's good. Yeah, he is. You're not female. If you can come back and prove to me you have a pair of ovaries, then yeah, I can let you into the country. But for now, I don't even have the technology to prove this. Well, I have a camera for nudity, but okay. Which is good. I might play a little bit of Uno after this. Expired passport. Go away. Staying for 2 days, are you? Good. Not good. Why is that not good? Wow. Okay. Wouldn't have got that at all. It is what it is. You're not bringing knives into the country, sorry. And your passport is expired. I think she's good. If not, this will be the passport. I think this is the problem with passport picture. Is that right? Fuck's sake, yeah it is. Damn it. I think I only just noticed that at the very last possible fucking moment as well. God damn it. Alright, couple more, but I think I'll do some Uno to finish off. Play some Uno after this. Which I don't really need to do much on, really. Now that I've done all the challenges. You do not have an entry permit. If I can fucking stamp your passport. Sports. What exactly do you mean by sports? Who's Cody Delforge? Who's Cody Delforge? Cody Delforge, what an idiot. 61, 150. You're not 156 centimeters tall. Is it just me, or does that not look right at all? Documents must have a seal. Oh, okay. I see. I think he's allowed in anyway. That almost caught me off guard. Seriously, I thought there had to be like a specific, you know, like the entry permit. I think he's good to go. No, he isn't. Why is that? Oh, for fuck's sake, of course he was. God damn it. I always forget about that. It's because I'm playing January 2nd, not January 1st. You're a twat, aren't I? Yeah, I'm going to have to read... it has been a while since I last played this. Oh, you know what? It's your birthday. I'm going to let you in just for that reason. You don't wear glasses. Have you had laser eye surgery recently? He's had LASIK surgery recently. Hasn't he? Oh, that is... There's no... Can you explain why there's no seal on your entry permit? You're not bringing bombs from the border. Sorry, buddy. You know what? I think I might adopt a new approach to this game, and that is just do it Nigel Farage's way, and that's just fucking deny everyone except Ostotskin citizens. I think that's good. And your passport is expired. Immigrate forever. Well, you're not going to because you're a criminal. I think she's good to go as well. I'm going to keep going on this until I fuck up, and then I'm going to play some Uno. Then you're going to say, well, that's good. Visiting for 2 weeks? May not. It's 3 months. Architecture, eh? $95 on 68. Food service, what does that mean? That face on your profile picture is fucking scary, man. It really is. But I'm gonna let you in. Halhar Infagar, you are diplomatic envoy, are you? Oh, you nearly caught me off guard with that, you son of a bitch. His seal was upside down. Nearly got me, you son of a bitch. Twice in a row, forged seals. Wow. The stick is supposed to be going bottom left to top right, not the other way around. Transit for 14 days. That all looks fine now. $45 on 61. You're coming to live with your husband, are you? You most certainly are. $59 on 73. Okay. Cynthia, is it 14 days? I think she's good. Yeah, she is. I think she's good. I think she's good. Yeah. And so she is. Where is it? Are you hiding something from me? Jensen. You're not hiding something from me, so that's good. I think he's good. Oh, God. $44 on 60. good to go. Oh, fucking hell, GG. What was wrong with that? Invalid sex, oh, I didn't see that. For fuck's sake. GG. Yeah, it's a GG. Okay, we're good. Right, let's play some Uno. Let's get some Uno played. GG. Two hours I've been streaming for now. Oh, god damn it. Has that got an update still? Is that just the game? Oh no, it's just a game, okay. Right, should be good. Uno time! I'm not going to play this for very long, so I've been going for 2 hours. Level 33, fuck yeah. Which means I need to change this now to Uno. There we go. See how chat's doing that stuff. Oh, okay. Do I care about winning or losing in this? No, I do not, by the way. Come on, John. Thanks, Fiver. Brilliant! I'm not gonna get a go, am I? I haven't had a go at all since I've joined this lobby. Brilliant. I'm not gonna get a go, am I? Come on, John, for fuck's sake. I'm just gonna have to sit here and wait until it's my fucking go, I guess. You good, bud? No! You're about to get 4 cards, dude. Oh, he's challenging it. And he won. Well done, John. He actually won that fucking challenge against him. Come on, John. Jesus fucking Christ. I have to play it, but I have to swap with someone else. I'll have to swap with John's cards because he's got the second lowest card. He's going to play a 7, isn't it? Oh no, he isn't. Oh no, he's got plus 2. Frank's 5 there. I've got a 7 at least, so I can swap with John's cards. Swap with me, if you're thinking about swapping. Or you have to, just swap with me. Okay. Yes! Get my cards back. Thank you very much. Oh no, these are different cards. Fucking zeros, man. Took you a while, didn't it? I'm about to win. No! I need it to be blue. Or 5. If I win this, I might end the stream if I win this. And I'm not going to. Fuck's sake. Blue or yellow, please. Fuck's sake. We've all got low numbers of cards. That's good. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 4. He can swap with either me or City Boy because he's got 3 cards. And he chose to swap with me. Are you fucking kidding me? fuck's sake. You and 5 are the worst. Come on, I can win this. Come on, John, please. I need the game to work out in my favour. Green. Five is gonna win. Watch. 5 is gonna win. Oh my god, oh my god, I thought I could have won that with an 8. I could have put down a green 8 and I would have won, but no. I've got another 8 though. I've got a green 8 and a blue 8. That 6 so fucking ruined me. Working out in my favour. Thank you, City Boy. Everyone else has 2 cards and I have 5, so thank you. Oh, I got a view on the stream. Interesting. Oh no! I'm worried now he has a blue. Shouldn't be around. That'll do. I just needed that to be any colour but yellow. Oh, fucking hell. Well done, John. GG. Right, I think I'm gonna, shall I might do one more, then I might end the stream. Thanks, AI. Yeah, I'm playing against AI now, and there's one other player. Yeah, I'm quitting. GG. Right. yeah, I think I'm going to end the stream here. So, I hope you all have enjoyed. 2 hours, 15 minutes I've been going for now. And, yeah, I think I'm just going to leave it there. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed my rambling and that fucking ridiculous Uno win by someone who was AFK for most of the time. So, yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to end the stream here, and I hope to see you all later for the next random stream that I do, where it's just going to be more rambling and more games and stuff. Who knows? Who knows what the stream is going to involve the next time I do this. But, yeah, I'm going to leave it here, so I will see you all later. Adios. Which is my usual ending, isn't it? God, I've had that ending for so long.